Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Power Action Clicks. I'm DK, and today we're going to be talking about some Sinister Syndicate figures and some team building. I did model this team after the meme, Me and the Boys. So this is my 300-point modern Me and the Boys Sinister Syndicate team build. We'll be talking a little bit about the figures, some of the experiences I've had with them, and doing a little bit of team building. So let's talk about these figures, some of what they can do, and talk about some team builds. So first off, Norman Osborn for an uncommon is actually really good. Everybody, I think, recognizes that by now. Leadership, Mastermind, 35 points. He has a telekinesis that can improve whoever you're telekinesing's range, which is pretty awesome, really. And then you also get to start the game with a goblin army at 15 points, which is again is super good. Goons are awesome. Then friendly characters at 30 points or less with the Sinister Syndicate can use Precision Strike. Again, really good for being an uncommon. Super awesome. And some of these other ones are pretty decent. I kind of like Mr. Negative, but I don't know if I like him necessarily in Modern. Prime Craven was somebody I think who initially in my head I kind of wrote off at first because I was thinking about playing Sinister Syndicate in Silver, just really for Iron Spider because Iron Spider is awesome. Prime Craven is really good. One thing I really do like about him is I think he gets the Longsword +1 for free, like any kind of. I'll kind of show you I have this little strategy, but your characters have to be equipped, and he's definitely somebody who I'd consider throwing in there. He is going to be really, unless you're using the Prime Doc Ock, he's going to be your Prime in your 300-point Modern team. You know what I mean? You want to, I would say, having a Prime on any team is really good because they're usually unique or really well costed. Like, they're cheap points for what they actually do. And he's really kind of that if you're not using the Doc Ock. I mean, heck, Stunner's 25 points, and she's got some great stuff going for her. Impervious and Shape Change, and 4 clicks of health for 25 points. Not bad. Let's get into some of the big boys here. Spot is, he'll probably be a figure that people build around and use for a while. He is really good. His spot marker, he can change places with a spot marker. He can drag terrain through the spot marker. He has the flurry for free. People are using him with the health cycle, so you technically could hypersonic. You hypersonic under the least, like, one under what you can fully move. You hit them with one attack, and then with the last movement speed, you can change spaces with the spot marker, and then when the spot marker is next to somebody, they can flurry as free. So really good. He can cover a lot of distance that way. I think there's also another kind of way to abuse that. I think you can get up to like 12 spaces, I'm told. 12 spaces away at the beginning of the game. Super good. You could throw equipment on him. Most people are throwing the health cycle. Having Empower next to him is really big too. And also having Sandman. If you're making 3 attacks with him and you have Sandman out, each one of those attacks is going to be doing like 3 damage no matter what kind of reducer they have. So, depending on how you're playing the Sandman. But again, super good. I do say, a lot of people hear me say, it's not good because it's outwittable. I do say that in my own way because I know that's the way I'm gonna beat it. Like, I'm gonna go for spot, I'm gonna need to outwit that defense ability. Trying to get through that's gonna be a pain in the ass. Kangaroo, I actually really like Kangaroo. For 30 points, you could be getting that free Precision Strike if you're running him with Norman. He gets to make a free attack. I've used him plenty of times, and he was actually really useful. The Ox are really something I haven't got to play test with. I kind of wrote them off, to be honest, in the beginning. I probably will play with them a little more, really just to try them out. And also, I think, you know, after rotation, a lot of things are going to change. A lot of new figures are going to become a little more relevant. You know, as soon as the Hell Cycle is gone, you know, maybe the Goblin Glider is going to become more useful. Right now, people aren't using, you know, might not be using the Goblin Glider, but it might become better after Hell Cycle is gone. But then again, I guess it depends on what you have. So Doc, if I had to choose a Doc Ock, though, it'd probably be the Chase one. That one just seems the most useful. So Electro, I actually really like Electro. I like his triple targeting. Having Energy Explosion on him. You can triple target, if you have Sandman out, you triple target people, and they're all going to take at least 2 damage, and the people next to them are going to take 2 damage too. And all his abilities are going to be able to do that. So he gets to do that 4 through 6. It deals 2 damage to an opposing character within range and line of fire. But really, I love any kind of figure that gives these kind of awesome bonuses. He gives Energy Shield Deflection to all Sinister Syndicate, which in my opinion is super good, super helpful. It's helped out me out in games. You could also look at it as like, if somebody was able to get through your Mysterio, who gives them all stealth, you would have Energy Shield with Electro, so even if they were able to shoot him, you know, still good. There'll be instances where you're not able to hide and hindering, so you won't have the stealth, but they'll have Energy Shield. I do kind of like the universal weapon on him too, because then you can go back and forth between like Penetrating Psychic Blast and Energy Explosion. He doesn't have them both at the same time, which is something I, you know, noticed using him. Vulture, I don't think he's bad. I actually like the bust. I like that he's the Underworld. You know, friendly characters with the Sinister Syndicate all have the Underworld team ability. Definitely useful. Dr. Octopus. I like that if an opposing character has been hit this turn, it can't use Protected Outwit. That is going to be, you know, depending on what point value you're using him at. You know, and you also probably want to use other Outwits with him if you're kind of betting on that. You could use Prime Craven. He starts with Outwit, I believe. Some of these other ones too. Yeah, Chase Craven does too. I do really like Chase Craven. I have got to use him a couple times now. I would consider running him at 50. Really good. If your opponent has a Spider-Man family team ability character, it's going to really hurt because he gets he gets Exploit Weakness, Modified Damage and Attack +1, and Flurry. So I used him in Silver with the Power Gem, and there was a couple Spider people, and I reamed him with it. He can also do a full movement charge, super good. He pops out Grave Hindering Train markers. Actually using him and the Prime together is pretty good because the Prime makes it so they can't use powers in the Hindering Train markers, and it has some other crazy effects like that. And also when one of your Sinister Syndicate keyword would be KO'd, you can basically bring him back to life. So I think that's really good. That's just a trait. And he can use the longsword +1 too. Definitely something to note. Sandman, I'd say he's probably one of the best Sinister Syndicate we have right now. I think you want to kind of have him as something on the team. You don't want to make him a main focus. A couple team builds that I had done is I used him, and I had multiple characters with Energy Explosion, and they just went to town exploding everything. And everybody's going to take at least 2 damage, so it really messed things up for them. And also the smoke cloud is free is really annoying. It destroys the blocking and terrain markers. Super cool. Again, they can't be damage of Sinister Syndicate keyword characters can't be reduced below Sandman's printed damage value. Also, he has the poison that's within range, so all characters within 3 range are going to be taking that poison, and they'll be taking 1 no matter what, because his trait works for himself too. So super good. 2 of the ways I really saw, there's a bunch of ways you could run a Sinister Syndicate team. I'd see one trying to make use of Outwit, one trying to make really good use of Energy Explosion, maybe one trying to make really good use of Poison, or you could try a combo of the 3 really. And I would almost consider playing him at 50, because if he goes down at 50, maybe it's not as bad as at 75. But, I mean, if you're giving him Stealth, Energy Shield, Shape Change, Impervious, he should have a little bit of survivability realistically. But it depends on the games you're playing. Mysterio, super good, great figure. Gives all Sinister Syndicate stealth, really good just for that almost. But on top of that, he has probability control, super senses, shape change. Roll a dice and you can generate half of that in Mysterio goons, and when those goons die, you have a possibility of generating more goons. Super good. You can replace him with goons. You can do crazy mind control maneuvers. Opposing characters within range of friendly characters named Mysterio can't use improved targeting abilities. Really good. Actually pretty important on this team if you're using Sandman. You don't want to be left out in the wind. So using Mysterio and Sandman is pretty complementary to each other. Swarm, I'm not going to talk about all of them. I'm going to talk about the ones that I think are really good or interesting. Swarm, really good. I was kind of thinking about running him with the universal weapon. That way you could give him, because he is a running shot character, you could possibly give him Penetrating Psychic Blast or Blade's Claw's Fangs. People might try to base him, but he only takes 1 damage from attacks. And he can't be healed except by the Swarm. He has Poison. When Swarm damages 1 or more opposing characters after resolutions, generate a bee swarm. Bystander adjacent to a damaged character. Really good. Yeah, you only get to generate, I think, 1 bee. If you could give him Energy Explosion and hit 2 people and generate 2 bees, then it'd be a little crazy. But he has Running Shot, Super Senses, Shape Change. He's 60 points. I think he's really good. I'd say he's the best Sinister Syndicate Legacy, definitely. And it doesn't show the bee. I think the bee has Poison too, and you can, I think you can destroy the bee and heal him. Oh, you know what I just thought of? That's really funny because of the new rules, the bee is technically Sinister Syndicate. So the bee is going to get, Stealth, Energy Shield, and what's the other one? Stealth, Energy Shield, and the damage can't be reduced below Sandman. So that bee is actually pretty good. I had considered a jack-o'-lantern. Like I was saying, that energy explosion idea with Sandman, just trying to get off as many energy explosions as you can. 5 range, dual targeting, 40 points. Once per game when would be KO'd by an opposing effect. Instead, turn him to click 1, and after resolutions, deal the opposing character within range 3 damage. If you're using that, again, you're using that Sandman, they're going to take 3 no matter what. So, pretty good. For 40 points. So that's what I was saying about kind of like an energy explosion. If you want to try to abuse that, use like Electro with his energy explosion, and then Jack-o'-lantern with his energy explosion. you could do some pretty neat stuff. Let's see, moving on. Oh, we're at 15 minutes. I'll probably go another 5. So, the goons, Mysterio goons, you know, I'd say definitely you want to generate the ones that are Sinister Syndicate, because you're going to get the most benefit out of that. The Mysterio goons are really good. You generate them off of Mysterio. When they die, you either get the chance to bring in more goons, or you do something like drop more hindering train markers. Super good. And it does have the underworld team ability that, you know, in case you do need that to in case you do need that as somebody to copy if you have team player. You know, none of the goons are bad. None of them count towards your sideline either, so you can have, I think you can have as many goons as you want. That's definitely something to take in consideration. You could have all the goons on your sideline. Not on your sideline, but ready to be used from out of the game. Inner Demon is actually really good. 15 points, shape change, blades, claws, fangs. When a friendly character can use shape change this turn. Oh, when he's destroyed, a friendly character can, on a 1 through 3, can use shape change. He doesn't have Sinister Syndicate, but that's one I would definitely consider about bringing in. Who cares if he's Sinister Syndicate? Spiderbot, on the other hand, is Sinister Syndicate. When he dies, he's going to be able to deal 1 penetrating, and he has poison, so if you're using him with Sandman, there's possible more damage potential right there. As a goon, the Goblin Army has Energy Explosion, playing more into that. His shtick is you may place a character with the Sinister Syndicate team ability in the square Goblin Army last occupied. Could be useful. And, you know, there's people like Tombstone, he generates. Thieves Guild member is a goon. He's not bad. Remove all equipment equipped to the opposing character that KO'd Thieves Guild member. I mean, hey, that might actually be pretty useful. Even Tracksuit, he does have like Empower. This one with Empower could come in handy too, and he has Underworld team ability. And you could even go further into Notorious. There's all these other ones back here. A lot of these are good. You know, Cheap Pulse Wave, Exploit Weakness, and Mind Control. Close Combat, Enhance, you know. You can use these goons really like a Swiss Army knife for just whatever you need them for. I think my favorites though are Mysterio, the Spiderbot, and Goblin Army. But Thieves Guild member is really good too. Moving on, I did want to talk about, you know, I think I actually do have all the one-shots I want to talk about in my team. So this was just a quick team build I made. So I have Mysterio at 75, Sandman at 75, Swarm at 60. I was going to try him with the Universal Weapon, just because if somebody does base him, you could use Blades, Claws, Fangs, you could use Poison, you could use Energy Explosion, Penetrating Psychic Blast. Universal Weapons are just a really good equipment. You could also throw it on something else, like Electro. I'd consider Electro. So Spot, you know, I thought I was, you know, I think I would drop Sandman. Let's drop Sandman actually to, because I was like I was saying, if he goes down, I don't think you really want him to. If Sandman goes down, you don't want that to be 75 points just gone if he goes down quick. I feel like 50 is a little more reasonable and you could still get some use out of him. But that's kind of up to you in the moment. So that's 25 more points to play around with. One I would consider is Bloodstone, just another really good equipment. Let's go ahead and throw that on Mysterio. He could heal up if he needs to. And he could block people's healing. Really good equipment. So we got Mysterio Bloodstone, Swarm Universal Weapon, Spot with the Health Cycle, and Sandman. Can't be equipped, so what do we still got? 15 points. Oh gosh, you could do a lot nowadays with 15 points. Assemble the team. That's one I would consider using. Assemble the team. Let's talk about that in a second. Cannon event, another really good one. And we got 5 more points. Assemble the team. Biogram image, but you can't really throw it on anybody. I was using Biogram image on Electro. We already do have Fortify. So for the sideline, we have Assemble the Team, Cannon Event, Fortify, and Shield Throw. I can't think of what else to throw in for 5 points. Maybe like, we'll just say Pim Particles. That could be one that could be useful. So one of the little strategies I like to, in this team build, I like to call is the Spider Trap. And it could be more or less useful depending on how you're using Sandman. But, so we're trying to put equipment on all our team, because if we're using Shield Throw says, equip friendly characters have a range attack with 3 targeting. Make a range attack with a minimum range of 4. Instead of normal damage, deal each hit character 3 damage. Then you turn it face down, of course. So all your equipped characters are going to be able to target 3 people and deal 3 damage. And depending... Can you see my fingers? There you go. And depending on where your Sandman's at, they're going to be taking at least that much damage. So if you have them at 75, they're going to be taking 3. Or you have them at 50, they're going to be taking 2. And so you have 3 characters who can each target 3 people and deal each one 2 or 3 damage, depending on your Sandman. So but you do have to kind of lure them in, I would say. You're not going to be able to, it's going to be kind of hard to just like rush out and use it. Major Brock's Bunker, just the most competitive map. You can kind of hide back there with your team. Also, one thing I did think I would throw in there is, I was kind of using it like I don't want to say like a phalanx. Using it like pushing forward with, you do want to kind of protect Sandman, but at the same time, if you can abuse the stealth, you can just be popping out that free smoke cloud is free in front of you, and then just be kind of moving up into the smoke cloud and just keep moving forward like that. So kind of a good way to proceed more into the map, just hiding in that smoke cloud. And that about wraps it up for this video. I do plan on playing some more with Sinister Syndicate. There could be some new figures I want to add into this team when Smash and Destroy comes out, like the Rhino. I do like playing this team in silver too, because Iron Spider's awesome. So I'll probably be making a video about that in the future. Another Me and the Boys Silver Age team build. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to throw it a like. If you have anything to add, or you want to, tell me what you think about Sinister Syndicate, don't forget to throw that in the comments, and we will catch you on the next video.